So why do B schools do interviews at all? Let's understand it from their perspective. They are hiring future managers, they are hiring future CEOs, they are hiring future CXOs through these interviews. And what do you need to do as future managers and CEOs and CXOs? You need to engage in a lot of dialogue within the corporate organizations. You need to engage in a lot of dialogue even if you are an entrepreneur. And they want to see your ability to dialogue. They know you from your form, they know you through your academic scores, they know you through your profile that you put down in front of them, but they don't know you from your ability of communication, and that is what they want to judge. It's not a simple ability of just saying what you prepared. It's an ability to be able to react to situations. It's an ability to be able to react to cross-questioning that they put across to you. It's an ability that you demonstrate that whether you can do consensus building in organizations in future. And it's an ability also somewhere of your maturity that you demonstrate during an interview. So they make you react to situations. They ask you questions to figure out also consistency with the essays that you put out. If you've said that you are an X kind of a person, and by making you react to a situation, they actually judge whether you are that X kind of a person or not. So your maturity, your ability to dialogue, your ability to be consistent with your essays is all judged during an interview. So candidates make strange mistakes. One, they're not even prepared on the institute that they have come to interview for. They don't know anything about the professors, they don't know anything about the courses that are taught, they've not bothered to find out about the pedagogy. This is one basic simple mistake that all of them make. The second mistake that they make is they look surprised at being asked simple questions and basic questions. How can you be surprised on basic and simple questions about your life, your personality, your academic scores and your academic subjects? You can't be looking surprised. The third mistake, and I think this is the one that one must completely tackle, is no practice at all. They just walk in. They walk in without practicing, for example, let's say in front of the mirror. I mean, that basic old technique that orators used, long ago to become better of practicing in front of a mirror, trying to see, what are the answers to some of the simple things like current affairs questions, or tell me something about yourself, or your strengths, or your weaknesses, things that, you can today read on the web and you know that these questions come. How can you not be prepared and not have practiced these things? And therefore, the fourth mistake that ends up happening is that you come out and in hindsight you think, oh, that incident could have been better managed, or that answer could have been given in a different way, but you've lost the chance. And I think that's a regret that everybody lives with. Therefore, in your first and second and third interview, and those are the chances that you get. You don't get too many chances again. So lack of preparation to me is one of the most basic mistakes that all candidates make. Let me give you two examples. So there was a student who walked in and we asked that student saying, why are you more interested in marketing? And that student said, that's because I'm not good with numbers and I'm good with people. Now this is not the kind of answers that's expected out of you when you're going for a B school interview. An answer that is more thought out, more logical, is linked to your career goals is the kind of answer that's required here, which you would have anyway thought about. But at the spur of the moment, due to lack of preparation, you just did not come up with the right answer that clearly resides inside you. Let me give you another example. So you ask a student about the games that he is interested in or hobbies that that person has, and this person gives you an answer and says tennis. And we have a passionate discussion about styles of McEnroe and Federer and about various other players, and very, very good answers come out of that person. And you suddenly ask that person, the length and breadth of the court or the height of the net, and the facilities that are available in his city for playing tennis, and there are no answers to that. So sometimes you just end up making such basic mistakes which could have just enhanced your interview dramatically had you done a little bit of preparation around these things. So there you are. So group discussion is normally an additional selection process that we schools use apart from your essays, your interview, your academic profile. And during a group discussion, a panel is able to form an overall impression about you in the 20 or 30 minutes of discussion that you do amongst your age group people. And this overall impression is a function of a couple of things. One, the intrinsic knowledge that you have about the subject. Or even if you don't have too much knowledge about the subject, are you able to think in a structured manner? Are you able to think in a logical manner? This ability comes through in a group discussion. Third is your maturity comes through. Your maturity in being able to manage people of your age group in terms of bringing in their thoughts into the discussion, in terms of building consensus, in terms of being able to communicate with them, in terms of also using the right vocabulary, right language and timing of discussion. Because a group discussion today can be mirrored, for example, in a boardroom in a corporate environment. So why not? So therefore, group discussions are an opportunity for you and for the panel to know about your knowledge, your communication skills, your maturity, your ability to deal with people your age group, your ability to build consensus, your ability to demonstrate structured, logical thinking. So in my experience, this is clearly a pain point. And I haven't found more than 5% of the students in my last 20 years who are well read or who are well prepared. So you can't compete with those 5%, but you can compete with the other 95% when it comes to your preparation. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. It requires a lot of hard work in the 2 or 3 months that you have. It also requires somebody who can guide you through the immense amount of stuff that's available today, thanks to Google. So what are the good quality content that you can read for preparation on topics? So that's number one. Number two is you can't prepare on all topics. You have to pick and choose. So you also require help in determining which are the most likely topics that you ought to prepare on. So therefore, when you come to us, for example, we have a technique where we also tell you on how to read and how to prepare and which are the most likely topics given your profile, customized to your profile, that you should prepare on. And there are, of course, inputs that we give you in terms of very good quality content and sources that we believe will give you the edge in terms of the time that you have to prepare, because you do have a short time. So in short, lot of hard work. You require somebody who can help you through quality content, and you require somebody who can help you through which are the most likely topics that you can have. And if you have a long-term plan, which is next year, then please start reading today. The course that we have developed for you, which you are going to join, is actually an investment. It's not just an investment for your B school entry. According to me, it's an investment for your life. Let me explain. The structure, the process that we've developed, first of all, helps you identify who you are as a person, not just another engineer, not just another chartered accountant, not just another BMS student, not just another BCom student. It identifies you as a person, as a personality, as a person with goals. And therefore, we invest time and effort in getting to develop a completely customized interview strategy for you. And once that strategy is developed, then we also coach you into ensuring that you're able to execute that strategy during the interview. Because both are very, very important. One, you need to have a personal strategy, which is not common to the others. And second, you need to learn how to execute it. And this process of manthan, of getting to know yourself, of introspection, is helped by faculty like me, who, for example, has 2 decades of experience doing this. So you're dealing with people and faculty here who are an experts at what they've done for the last 20 years. They've invested in developing a set of questions, a set of essays which you answer, but which do not have standardized answers, which has answers given your family background, given your experiences, given your profile in mind. And those are then utilized into making certain answers ready for your sake, which you will execute during an interview. So it's almost like, giving birth to a new brand called you. It makes you discover things that you didn't know about yourself. And then what happens? You do crack a B school interview, and most of my students come back and tell me that the same process, the same essays in fact, have helped them crack their summer placement interviews and their final placement interviews. Which is why you see such brilliant testimonials written on the site, and they forever stay in touch, because it's not a technique or a process which is short term, which will prepare you for X school, B school interview. It will prepare you for life in terms of knowing yourself better and then getting that best foot forward for the purpose of any interaction, any important meeting, any interview. No, we can't give you a guarantee. And that's because admission in a B school is a function of not just your interview and group discussion performance. It's a function of your past profile, it's a function of your written score, and a whole host of other factors. But yes, this course definitely enhances your ability to perform well during an interview and a group discussion compared to your competitors. Well, if you want to look at our records, we definitely have a 95% plus conversion record. And more than 90% of my students tend to convert either their best or the second best call. And which is why I tend to get their siblings coming back to me, which is why I tend to get many referrals. In fact, till last year we weren't on the web, and therefore I continued to be doing this only on account of the referrals that I would get from the past students. And I think the kind of testimonials that you read on the website are testimony to the kind of hard work we put into your future. Having said that, there is one very important factor, which is that it's not just an investment of money. I am also asking for a commitment of a lot of hard work from you. You have to commit that when you join in, if you only have 8 to 12 weeks to prepare for your actual interviews, you will give in your 150%. Because if we are putting in 150% into this, then I think that developing that customized strategy for you requires a lot of hard work from you. And this is an investment into your future, not just a B school interview. So remember that.